three. I do not think we have audio yet, and now I think we do. Okay, so let's test out the monitoring. Do. Live. I am live apparently. Let's test the audio. Okay, we do have audio. Okay, so welcome everyone to Dreams with Chloe. I used to have like a nice intro, like coffee with Chloe in the morning. Thanks, Troy and Abed. But now, honestly, it's just Chloe streaming different topics on a daily basis. For me, mostly. It's a way to keep myself sane. It's a way to remind myself of what the Marma J Foundation is doing. Now we're also adding in Back Inc. So let's pull that up. Back Inc.near.social. And it's a great way of kind of keeping track of the state of the projects that I'm a director of. I mean, arguably, I'm a director of the Marma J Foundation. If you go to the foundation, you will see our three directors. We also have a financial coordinator who's not on the site, more Anon. But then you have me, Chloe, the founder. You have Bianca, my wonderful wife, the creative director. She leads everything visual you see on the Marma J Foundation side. So this website being built, every page on the website, um, and yeah, all the physical, events, in-person events that we go to, the physical goods that we distribute. She also helps direct and create those. So much appreciated there. And then we have Rebecca, our Chief Operations Officer. She's currently helping out as COO, also doing like big girl job things at IBM. But we, a lot of our core support building out the Marma J Foundation, getting the Marma J Con series, a hackathon and conference event series going in Antigua has been in large part the support of these three people. So um, currently, we do not earn any funding for being on the Marma J Foundation. Um, there are some creative projects which do require a lot of coordination, and so some bounties are distributed there from the DAO. Uh, but no like salaries are given out to anyone on the Marma J Foundation Council just for being council, for example. Um, the Marma J Foundation is managed largely by a DAO. So we do have the nonprofit organization based in Canada, but we are managed on chain by a decentralized autonomous organization. Basically, just a smart contract that helps to codify what we do and why we do it. And so you can check out the DAO quickly here. We do need to make some front end changes, and I'll probably have to hack on that shortly or soon. I've been really lazy with my development work, but it should probably change that shortly. I've gone into more like project management these days. But you can see our current treasury, you can see the proposals currently in the DAO, and you could see how every single bit of funding has gone out over like the past few years. So you can actually go to a tool like pikespeak.ai and you can actually, log in. Right now, it's still free for everyone. By the time someone else watches this, it might not be free anymore. But you can go to the Marma J DAO. You can scroll to the top. You can copy the address. You can go to Pikes Peak and drop it in. And you can see a nice dashboard of everything we do and everything we've done. So these are all the tokens we hold. Lovely, lovely. Most of our treasury is in ST Near, so this is the majority of our treasury. This is just funds left over from when I was working at the Near Foundation, and those funds, slowly get withdrawn, transferred out. So a transfer proposal goes out. Generally, we try and transfer these funds directly to sub-DAOs. And so if we talk about the sub-DAOs in our ecosystem, the main sub-DAOs have tabs. So the gaming DAO, the Marma J Labs, actually that's should be Back Inc. or Marma J Research. Again, a lot of this stuff needs to be updated. And part of the reason actually for me doing these live streams is that we might be having Ernest come on as my personal assistant under the House of Merit. But part of one of those roles, Ernest, would be taking notes on, the things to do, and adding them to some sort of Trello board so that we can manage. So, for example, getting this Marma J Labs tab renamed to Back Inc. Or no, sorry, renamed to Marma J Research. We tried to do Marmaduke Labs for a while. Actually, the Antiguan government said no. We could not use Marmaduke Labs, maybe because labs has to do with medical work in many parts of the world, and so not just experimentation. So we're going to have to rebrand this page, talk about Marmaduke Research, what we do, and I think it's also a great time, yes, to show off Back Inc., which is our nonprofit research arm in Antigua for consulting. But we also have the Research Collective.near.social, which is a more House of Merit based organization, sorry, an NDC-based organization to support the near ecosystem with research and a vibrant research community. So, trying to cultivate a vibrant ecosystem for innovation, learning, and curiosity in the near and broader blockchain community. I am trying not to be too much of a lead here. I'm trying to just be a champion. So I'm hoping that a lot of this information changes as much as possible over time. But for now, what we do have is, oh, we need to add one more link. So again, this is one more comment. Uh, we update this based on a DAO proposal to upgrade um, the description of the DAO. And so if you scroll down long enough, you would see a proposal somewhere. This is to create a post on your social, another post on your social. Oh gosh, so many proposals have gone through. And so somebody, probably Ernest actually, or the team, Sherwell was doing it before, updating descriptions. And there was, a few links, but we need to add one more link in there. So another thing to note is that when we have our homepage and we have about the NRC and join the DAO, which is just like a short form of our charter, as well as some information about how to click ask to join, how to click researcher, and how to go through that process. If you do not have an NFT yet or an account yet, you can actually get in your account through an NFT, and you should be able to follow through with this process like that as well. Um, Small issue is that with the link not being here, you kind of have to find the link on your own, which does kind of make things a little bit difficult. So that's actually a pretty big blocker, probably for many people. Sorry, this should be on a different page. And I am going to do my best to be quick with this and to pull up the actual course registration page. Copy link. So maybe this will be a task for xvii.near, but we do have an actual course registration page. So right here, the third link potentially should say, um, sign up or learn more about the Near Certified Researcher course. And here it is, the Near Certified Researcher course. You can register here by getting a link. And the Marma J Foundation currently supports this getting done, which would, so sponsors Marma J Foundation, and all of this would be under the sub DAOs. So I kind of tie this back into like what we're doing and still going through the homepage of the Marma J Foundation. Marma J Labs, Marma J Research, which was going to be named Marma J Labs, pretty much tries to support the Near Research Collective in whatever they need, whatever needs to get done, and also tries to create an actual our own consulting group uh, to try and support youth uh, tech entrepreneurs. So to try and be clear, Back Inc. is trying we have some components we've worked on. So again, one of our sub DAOs is Marma J Gaming, which we can kind of learn about through like a Web 2 page here. You can play the games, test the games, learn more about our DAO plans, but we are trying to move all this information to Boss. So if you open up our Boss page, I mean, it could use some UI work, yes, but currently the idea was just, starting to try and get this information up. You can see the information for our wiki. I actually need to make these pages smaller. No, actually, it's just not very. Anyways, you can see our wiki here. Um, to load a page of the wiki and some information from it. There's some buttons to play the games, test them. There's an NFT guide for the games as well that you can collect. So if you open this in a new tab, it should bring you to Mintbase, where you'll be able to see a gaming guide for Pixel Party. And you'll be able to purchase it. Ooh, not listed. So maybe there was an issue on that one. Oh, there's an issue. Um, let's see it. Marma J Research should have other NFTs. And we should have the gaming guide. So this is another thing that needs to be fixed, for example. right? The link that we shared is right for the NFT, but not right for the listed one. So just as an example, I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, all these notes are alive here, and then hopefully Ernest, you'll be taking notes as you watch these back. Um, but I will try and drop this in back gaming, correct link for Mama J Gaming dot near dot social NFT guide pixel party. Also, this makes it so I don't have to do my daily stand-ups anymore. My daily stand-up is just me recording what I've recorded for the day, much more in tune with what I would do. And if I keep it under an hour, then that keeps my daily stand-up to being under an hour. So there you go. So yeah, you can play the games. If you're logged in, I'm logged in as Chloe.near for some of the games like Pixel Pets and Crypto Heroes, and maybe Chain Team Tactic as well. We have your name, how much tokens you have, how much eggs you have. So for example, if I go to bd.marmaj.org and I go to Pixel Pets and I play, I should be able to buy an egg, and then I should be able to see that egg on the Marma J Gaming boss page. So I can go to my eggs. You see I have zero. Maybe I'll buy a legendary egg. Do I have enough for this? Oh my gosh, I'm broke. Okay, buy. Okay, I have enough. Awesome. So we are going to buy this epic egg. This should go down by 1 to 44. Awesome. Now, let's not hatch it yet. Let's go back to the gaming page. So now if I refresh the page, I should be able to go down to Pixel Pets, and I should be able to see, no, it's taking a while. So it should probably just taking a while to, it did update my tokens, as my tokens went down by 1. Um, but, or it's a bug actually. So let's see. Refresh one more time. Like maybe it's hard coded to 0 by accident. Okay, so it's actually causing some issue. So maybe there is an issue with the eggs code. There we go. So maybe we found a small bug there. So that's something we could try and debug. But for now, this is kind of an MVP just showing how we would get things done. You could see your weapons, you could see your characters. This is all from Crypto Heroes. So, you could see the time for injury, and you could see, like, what we want to work on next, though, is not just being able to see how much eggs you have, which does seem to maybe be broken. I'm going to try one more time. But either way, what we wanted to build next was the ability to actually interact with your eggs. So, or interact with your tokens. Even just being able to transfer them, even here, just being able to a small button thing hatch. On Crypto Heroes, if you have weapons, a small button, like list for sale for a certain price for your characters. I mean, even just having a small drop down, just being like, enter this dungeon, um, you know, under this difficulty, or buy this potion, for example. So just trying to add more on-chain interactions to Marmaget Gaming. And this could be something we work on for NearCon. I don't think it will be, unless I can find a team of developers who wants to help out. That would be awesome. For NearCon, if I solo hack, I'll just be doing Marmaget Forever, which I shared yesterday in the stream. So if you care enough about that, you can look back to yesterday. So yeah, that's kind of the main sub DAOs. The Marmaduke Chan DAO is an amazing one as well, and we have so much going on now for Marmaduke Chan. Like this is probably out of date as well, but this is who Marma J Chan is, and you can draw Marma J Chan in your style. So we had a little competition. We have fonts for Marma J Chan. You can download logos to add to your art, and we have VRM models, which is so cool. So there's a user guide that actually shows you how to use the VRM models, and this user guide is amazing. Um, okay, so if we can actually get it loaded, it actually has like videos on YouTube for each step and how to actually start using the VRM. So actually, these videos I'm recording right now are going to get cut up into highlight reels by Ernest, a member of our community, and Nicole, another member of our community, will be actually being Marma J Chan and actually speaking through some of this text for very short form ones. Eventually, we'll just have an AI voice. So Ernest, I know that we've used tools in the past that have been used for AI voices, so we can use those. And all we really need is an AI VRM to follow along with what it thinks the voice and body should be doing. There's already kind of people doing this in the near Chan ecosystem. So this is kind of the next step for Marma J Chan, but you can kind of see what's going on so far, who she is, a little more about like what she cares about. You can go to her beach. There's like a virtual space for Marma J Chan. There's little avatars for Myriad Town, so you can drop into this VR world, a kind of 2D space. I hope it still loads. It's been a while since I've dropped into Myriad Town. But that's a bit about Marma J Chan. And we have other sub DAOs as well. Many of them are which are are less active than the ones I've showcased. But we have Marma J Research, which is quite active with Back Inc. and with the Near Research Collective. We have Marma J Gaming, which is as well pretty active. We have 4 games launched on mainnet and testnet, and we have the updates happening. Hopefully, bringing that to the boss, the blockchain operating system. We have the Marma J Events DAO, which is pretty much on hiatus, but it is the DAO that manages Marma J Con as the yearly event and the Marma J Hackathon. We kind of just need to fill out membership here and figure out next steps. We have Marma J Chan now, which again handles everything visual for the Marma J Foundation, and so very active. The Social Good DAO is arguably has NFTs up for sale. When those, on a court, on a generally regular basis, we make donations in person in Antigua and Barbuda to various nonprofits. So the three main nonprofits that we support heavily are Dogs and Cats of Antigua, the EAG, the Environmental Awareness Group, and the Friends and no, sorry, Friends of the Care Project, sorry, which is a nonprofit that supports special needs youth um, with I guess quality education and support. So those are the three main nonprofits we support. We have NFTs mainly on Mintbase to support that initiative. So you can, buy those with credit card, or you can purchase those through, good old-fashioned crypto wallets. Then we have Multicall as a sub DAO, which is kind of a bittersweet story. Um, so oops, Multicall app. So this was an application built by a couple of people in a hackathon where we had a bounty up a couple of years ago now. And I mean, to me, it's an amazing application. You can pretty much drag, drop, delete arbitrary logic for function calls for DAOs on Near. You could save the JSON, you could load the JSON, load from proposal. You can have a custom function call proposal someone else used and load it into here, and then get the code for it so you can use it yourself. I mean, so many amazing things. Like I could actually use this for a multiple DAOs that I'm on. So these are all the DAOs that I'm on that have multi calls attached to them, which is amazing, or that I'm on. Yeah. So if I'm not, yeah, if there's no multi-call, I'd have to actually make one. So it's yellow, and then I can go to the DAO and I can say it doesn't have one, and I can actually propose to create one. Like, look at this, and it'll propose to create a multi-call instance on that DAO and attach a deposit of I think 1.5, yeah, zero point 0.1 near to add the proposal. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, that is multi-call. Pretty amazing. There's lots of DAOs in the ecosystem, but this team felt as though they could use their talents elsewhere. So it is still a Marma J Foundation sub DAO. It is still a Marma J Foundation project. I do still see the Marma J Foundation working on this project in the future. That is kind of the idea. And so to be very clear, it's still loading my player data. To be very clear, that is the purpose for, if I can find the link again, probably lost it, but that is the purpose for Back Inc., the consulting group. So this consultancy, which is a nonprofit trying to help youth entrepreneurs in Antigua and Barbuda, the Twin Island Nation, does hope to kind of manage Marma J Gaming, does hope to support and manage Marma J Research, but we do actually hope to plan and support near Multicall as well. Muti is a physical artist collective or a phygital. They work in the physical world with musicians, physical artists, and try to engage them with Web3 in the real world. They're based out of Portugal. And then we have Calacandra DAO, which is a developer-based DAO based out of India. They've supported us with a variety of projects. They were supporting us with, as you could see, Marma J Gaming for quite a while, and still support, potentially supporting us in NearCon, which would actually be a great way for us to get kind of things back on track and get some momentum going again. So this is kind of where I'm leading to now. We also have other projects that we manage. For example, this is a bit NSFW, so shield your eyes if you don't want to see. It does this all the time, and I have not been able to. I'm not a front end dev. HTTP. I'm barely a dev, but HTTP. Okay, that one should have worked. Um, hmm. HTTPS. And this is still not loading. Okay, weird. Advanced. Proceed. Okay, I don't. Again, things to fix. I don't know why that didn't work. Oh, it was one for sale. I'm not sure if I have enough money to buy it. But basically, the way this page works, without going into too much detail, because it's quite obvious, is all of these images are minted on Mintbase as NFTs. They are arguably the borderline of safe for work and not safe for work. By purchasing one of these NFTs, you can get the background content, which could be fully NSFW or could just be backstage photo shoot. So this tech is not, again, and I know some people might have quite, whatever qualms about like the usage of the tech. The idea is more the flow, right? So this could be used for a journalist, for example, or an author to get support for their book. They could share cover images of the frames or the characters, and in the background information have more information for like a Patreon for those that kind of buy the NFT. Those who buy the NFT could also be added to a DAO, for example, because it's on chain, and you could automate a lot of the back end community building processes. So that's kind of the idea. That's kind of the purpose. I mean, Ali is a friend of mine. They create, adult content generally as a business. And they're quite successful. They're in documentaries on Netflix and various other places, and they're doing some pretty cool things in the space, not just in like Web3, but just in like adult work legislation and like trying to provide adequate support for anybody that wants financial infrastructure that is safe for them to use. Adult workers as well. But the idea is, there's an image. Let's keep it simple. You can buy this image, and it'll give you access. So there you go. I do have 15 near. Wow, awesome. So I can approve this transaction. And people ask, where does my near go? The places like this, testing out applications on near and seeing, how we can build things more efficiently. So when we buy this, we should then have access, checking NFTs are sold, NFTs are sold. If I refresh the page a few times, it should know that I have it. There you go. And this is the NFT. So nothing that extraordinary or crazy or wild. The idea, again, is a showcase of how this stuff works. There's a small bug here. So this is actually a big bug that is actually stopping me from pushing the platform further. When I go to own collections, it'll say zero owned collections, even though I do obviously own many collections. If I go to all the collections and I type in this one, it will know that I have it. If I go back and I type in the next one, it will know that I have it as well. But when I go to owned collections, it'll say zero. If I refresh the page many, 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 many times, I will get one time where it does work. I remember I was on a call with someone recently and it worked the very first time, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is wild. But no, this is the bug. We obviously cannot have this be the page we show people if we're actually launching this. There's also one other visual bug. I tried to fix the TikTok logo and I could not get it to work. Bianca and I both tried, and we both had issues. But you can check out Ali's other sites, check out her Instagram or TikTok or Twitter. So if you don't know who Ali is, this is Ali Eve Knox. So Vixen, Goddess, Crypto Cutie, Fin Dom, Advisor, Ridiculously Opulent, and Mean. 2x Fetish Performer of the Year, and those are some links. So in my opinion, Web3 blockchain near as well should be a home for everyone. And yeah, it's great to have Ali as part of what we're building here. So that's kind of what we're building as our sub DAOs or sub communities within the Marma ecosystem. We also have tons and tons and tons of resources. So sorry, I didn't open the page. Let's go to blog, because the guides only has specific guides. The blog has everything. So you can follow our journey and stay up to date with every single piece of content we've launched, and our community's launched. So you can see that we have different people. So Ernest, this one's from Hannah. This one's, by the Marma J Fund with some official ones. And anyone in the community can start, becoming a contributor. So we have one from Shamar who won the hackathon earlier this year in January. We have one from our COO, Rebecca, like what does social good mean to us? We have guides for contributing. We have Tabea from Multidao in Portugal, who's written a few, and hopefully maybe comes back on board soon to write some more. What is a hackathon? What do we do for our hackathon? We went to Um, yeah, this was kind of an open call for Antigua Tech students, and a year later almost, and we kind of have a small group of them there. Um, and this is kind of one of the cooler ones, maybe like what is Marma JCon and why are we doing it? Um, And this is kind of the goal. Actually, this picture is at Papa Zook's, actually, one of my favorite pictures of good old Marma Joseph, Marma J. And this is why we do it. So I know this video is more about what we do, but for the why we do, it is for this beautiful young lady right here, Marma Joseph, who is from Antigua, born and raised, for a variety of reasons, mainly to support her family and her community. She left Antigua, like many from the Caribbean and many around the world do, but always held true to her roots. So again, this is her kind of bringing me back to Antigua and showing me. And I've been back to Antigua multiple times a year since I was very young, and I kind of learned that kind of that value of giving back, and paying tribute to where you're from. But to expand her good vibes to the rest of the world, the idea was to we had guest senators and all that fun stuff. But the idea was just to showcase how we could bring the ideas of cryptography, NFTs, DAOs, Web3 to Antigua and Barbuda to educate, teach, and train. And again, love and support is kind of the main goal, but also use that as a way to, you know, educate these young students on how they can build tools that can be used by the rest of the world. So, for example, this near multi-call application was built by two young students, students from Germany, who built this tool. And this tool has been used by many DAOs around the world. That could easily be a group of young students from Antigua who are hopefully, with the help of Brown Avenue Consulting Inc., um, able to raise some funds. And we hope to have a little tab here soon of like how much funds we've raised, how much funds we've helped young tech entrepreneurs, young students raise in the Web3 ecosystem. So that's kind of the goal, and that's kind of what we're doing. Um, yes, Graham has passed away a little over a year ago, November 18th of last year. So you can I actually linked in her memoriam. So, anyone who ever has questions about why we're here and what we're doing, this is the reason. I don't like that they didn't put her other name. It's actually Sarah Lolita Amelia Williams. But hey, this is why we got to mint these things on chain so no one ever forgets history and what it was really like. Because yeah, they don't have her full name here. Gotta fix that too as well, maybe. Um, yeah, that's interesting. Why is the name wrong? Hmm. Anyways, Ernest, we can note that one down too. Actually, I want to send this to my mom right now. Actually, ha ha ha. There you go. Let's ask my mom. Anyway, we can add her full name here. And actually, this picture was her birthday right before she passed. So made it to good old ripe age of 78. So yeah, that's a bit about us. That we have ways to contribute. So there's many ways. There's Marma J Gaming. Uh, we actually just had an Italy event. So this spring event's kind of old. It needs to be updated. But we do have ways to contribute through our artistic or creative endeavors. We have anyone can kind of write a publication to join in. So you have a little publication guide for you can earn Marma J tokens for writing blog posts and guides about the Web3 as a whole, as long as it supports the Marma J community. So it's quite vague. We had an amazing 3XR gallery collection. 3XR sadly doesn't work anymore. And so a lot of our NFT galleries no longer work, from my understanding. But this could also be something to hack on for NearCon. I have so many ideas and no teams to build them with me. So if you're a developer who wants to build some of this stuff, please feel free to reach out. But we had a nice guide showing you how to create a gallery. This one was written by Tabea. And so you visited 3XR and you were able to build. I do. Okay, okay. It still lets you connect your wallet and go through some things. Maybe. No, you can't connect your wallet anymore. Let's try the 3D editor. Connect wallet. No, so they just took off the wallet connector. So this is all open source code from my understanding. Oh, there's a Telegram at least, a Discord, and a Twitter. I'm not seeing a GitHub, but I know of a developer for this, Lewis from Mintbase. Um, um, but yeah, sorry, my mom already responded. Just going back for if sorry, just gonna share where we got the link from. Anyways, so that's kind of the Marma J Foundation in a nutshell. Honestly, pretty good. 30 minutes, and I kind of give a pretty much a full rundown of the foundation, the DAO, the different sub DAOs we have, what we've been doing in terms of all the blog posts that have been written by not only us, but community members mainly, and ways to contribute. I'm going to close much of this stuff. Ooh, enter world. Let's see if it works. Doot, 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 doot. And I am logged in as Chloe, so that's cool. I wanted to go a little bit more over Back Inc. And a little bit more over like plans to hack for the future, plans for NearCon, and stuff like that. And then I'll be done. I'm gonna hatch this egg actually too. There you go. So this egg will start hatching. I'm gonna close this, close that. Come on, egg. There we go. And I don't play this game enough. Let's see. I kind of gave all my strong pets actually to one of the interns we had over the summer, and so I don't think they play either. But I'm very weak now. So let's play Crypto Heroes instead, because um, that game I can actually do something in. Um, let's close this one. There you go. So this is my. Oh my gosh, my head is see through. Let's maybe try and fix that. Oh, okay. Let's put that on. Mm, let's see what will load. Let's put some, hey, some hair. Um, oh, we have a Marma J. These are all NFTs, by the way. These Marma J faces and such, and these clothes. So because I have the NFTs, so this is the actual Marma J one. These chokers and everything, but I actually like the heart one quite a bit. Oh wow, I can't use the ones that are normal. I can only use my NFTs. That's actually pretty cool. Oh no, it's just not working anymore. Let's do a black skirt then. Oh no, it's not working. Yeah, well, that part worked. Let's see if I can get some pants on. No! So Myriad Town, I don't think. Okay, bugged. But it was working once upon a time, and it worked very well for us. Anyways, I can open my Titan, generate some items. Let's see what I get. What I get. I'm getting a very bad ring and another very bad ring. Oh, not a terrible necklace, maybe. Let's see. I sold some of those. I sold that. I sold that. I sold that. Oh gosh, I sold a lot. Very nice. Well, I have a better one already. So maybe let's be nice. This is terrible though, this ring. I don't want to sell it. This necklace might be helpful for someone. So let's sell it for 219 pixel tokens, which is like I don't know, a dollar, 50 cents, maybe less. Can't remember. So we're gonna sell that, and we're gonna keep this one because I might try and forge some terrible ones together. Forge. One day I'm gonna get a legendary, and I have to record it whenever it does happen. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm forging items, 1% chance of legendary. If I do this 100 times and I stream every day, oh, those are actually not bad. Let's keep those. Pretty terrible. Nope, those are pretty good. Um, That's also not terrible, terrible. So I'm going to keep the rest of these for now. Although what's interesting, I've never done this on stream before. When you take two of the exact same items, they always give you the same item. So I will get another weapon. And this is a terrible idea because this weapon's actually not bad, and this weapon's actually not terrible. But if I want a legendary, I have to. So I don't actually like that you have a chance of dropping it down without having potions to actually make that easier. Seems like a scam. Like if you work this hard to get an epic item, then you have a chance of getting a rare. Come on, and you pay 10 TXT to do it. Ugh. Anyways, we're gonna try it because no one else is gonna do it unless like I do it. And we need to change some of these settings, I think, in the contract. But let's see what happens. And we got a terrible weapon. So everyone, everyone can see scam. I put in a pretty good weapon with 99 damage. I put another pretty good weapon with 96 damage, and I got a terrible weapon. And now actually, I might as well put this in with this necklace because who cares anymore? I mean, it was terrible, terrible outcome. So um, we will see if we get something a tiny bit better. Not really. Um, Maybe now I'm getting addicted. See, it's addictive. But even though it's addictive and fun, we need to keep the fun part and take out the scam part. The fact that it's so hard to get anything of value, and even if you do get an epic, it's not going to be that good. Needs to be altered, in my opinion. I mean, the whole idea is that if your epics are any good, they should go to the market. Okay, so it's better than what I put in. At least there's that. Um, I think the general flow when the developers built it, again, we have control over the game code now. We just haven't made many updates because we don't want to make any mistakes, and we need a team to make sure we can spend the time on it. But the idea is if you have something that's relatively good, you should probably work to sell it, um, right? And if it's really, really trash, then you should work to forge it. And even weak ones can be put on the market to be forged by other people. And so I do see how you get maybe more interaction through that. And maybe that's okay, right? But either way, I think increasing the chance for legendary makes sense, even if it was like 2% or 3%, which would make the game a little more fun because even if you do have legendary items, you still have to forge those to get better ones, right? And so, yeah, lots to be done there. So that's Crypto Heroes. You can see the leaderboard of the strongest characters. I'm actually not the strongest on any of the characters, I think, anymore. Yeah, seventh on Ranger. People loved Rangers. Knights, I'm second, and I'm third for mages. Although to be fair, I have cheat codes, so not saying much to be fair. But switching out to Browns Avenue Consulting, um, I think there are two main posts that showcase what we do with Browns Avenue Consulting. And so I'm going to share this one first, and then I'm going to share a second one, which has new comments on it. Um, and this is live. I haven't actually even seen these comments yet, and I think people have been messaging me. That's okay. Nothing too important. So this was a back ink proposal to DevHub. DevHub is a organization in the Near ecosystem that works to support uh, yeah, developers. So basically, a decentralized community of near developers share your ideas, match solutions, and access support and funding. Um, so, I mean, there's dev education, protocol, contract standards, zero knowledge stuff, and so there's lots of areas, and there's lots of people interacting in a variety of ways. Web3 schools, nearcon travel, a collaborative e-learning platform, and not everything gets approved, right? So it goes back and forth, and some things do get approved, right? So near campus hacker house at DevConnect, 10,000 USDT. So this was our proposal requesting support for four computer science students from Antigua and Barbuda to be able to attend ETH Global New York Hackathon. It is the closest hackathon to them, and we applied maybe 20 days before, 2 weeks before the hackathon, 3 weeks before the hackathon. We were looking at flights for quite a while. They are generally quite expensive to go from Antigua to New York. Some valuable feedback. Obviously, if we tried to do this much earlier, we could have got cheaper flights. But we also need to make sure we actually get approval. Um, so, anyways, for those that don't know what ETH Global New York is, it's a prominent Ethereum event. ETH Global has hackathons all over the world. They're having one in Istanbul, as we saw. DevConnect is there as well. My first ETH Global hackathon that I actually hacked at was ETH Global Waterloo in Ontario, Canada. I've been to ETH Global Denver a couple of times, the hackathon. I've more for the conference, but I've been around the hackathon. It's a lot of amazing events, and they have a one-day event beforehand called Pragma, which is like a one-day conference many times. So Back Inc., some information about us. We try and support youth tech entrepreneurs in a variety of ways through education and through support funding as well. And so we showed a little proof of concept that we had for Marma J Gaming as something we actually built. So over the summer, I helped these students build this Marma J Gaming platform on Boss. It is not perfect, but it allows for some view calls on near to show blockchain information. And we wanted to, engage with the participants, showcasing the benefits of near protocol. We wanted to get exposure for these students to the wider Web3 ecosystem so that as they continue building on Near, they can understand how that might differ from what's being built around them. We wanted to provide some regional impact, not only for those students and for Near, but for Near in the Caribbean region. The Caribbean region is largely untapped potential for Web3 in general, in my opinion. And it's a great place for the Near ecosystem as a newer blockchain to kind of gain a foothold in terms of like being known for supporting and educating others. And then, honestly, we wanted to support with developer onboarding. So as we were talking to other students, we wanted to kind of, or other, there were like NYU Blockchain Club was at in New York, and Waterloo Blockchain Club were there, and we're kind of affiliated with them as well in the Marma J Foundation. And so the idea was to figure out how we could, maybe get those students to maybe, if not hack with us at the event, but maybe kind of build with us in the future or build educational flows with us in the future. So to do this, we were going to showcase Marma J Gaming on Boss, and that was the idea, to continue working on the Marma J Gaming project on Boss for the hackathon. We had some KPIs you wanted to hit, mainly using ShardDog for this. We had a little ShardDog back ink link to give out to people. We did use this during the event, so that was awesome. And it was great to see how much people were engaging with us through that. Um, and then we're going to track some community metrics. We wanted to get, at least 20 new Near accounts created back home in Antigua as well, and some other information about it. But these were the four interns' profiles. You could see a bit more about what they've been up to. So we had two who are a bit more engaged in the ecosystem, so quite engaged, and then two who kind of just got started more recently, and do all a bit more engaged. So they kind of had one post each, but Deontay, you could see kind of the weekly back and forth of weekly stand-ups or weekly posts of what they've been working on, and same with Shamar, kind of sharing quite a few posts about what they've been working on. So this is like our oldest intern and the person who won the hackathon at the beginning of the year. So sadly, we had a lot of valid feedback. Like, it would be nice to have this in general. I don't think I like this yet for some reason. I meant to. I think it's a newer reply. So all these replies are on chain and public. I'm getting a call from someone right now, so I might, 1 second. I'll be like, so I'll try and finish up in 5 minutes. But sadly, we did not get so, we didn't get the travel stipends, but we did get travel stipends for NearCon, which is great. Um, we got a lot of good attestations from the community, a lot of people saying they like the idea. One person saying it's just not possible, but a lot of other valid feedback from the community, which was great to see. And some attestations saying they liked it as well, but sadly didn't go through. We had a more recent DevHub proposal that went through. Um, yeah, so this was actually supposed to go to the proposal. So I found it very interesting that it went to, see, view, oh no, view post. The my dev hub post. So let's see overall. So I requested the travel stipend that was noted in my previous request. I kind of said that it would cost me about $1,100 to go, but the 1,000 would hit, and I put the track record. So I did two ETH Global hackathons, I did NearCon, and I got a few attestations. Um, there was one that was, in my opinion, a bit negative, and my response was, um, you know, uh, uh, quite targeted. um, you know, this is how I felt after hearing or reading this. And then, in my opinion, I've gotten some other feedback since then. So this was the first piece of feedback, right? Um, Thank you for your application. We're looking forward to seeing your work at NearCon. Please note that according to guidelines, you'll do it for $1,000 in case your hackathon submission meets the criteria. So that is important to note, and you get your feed, 2 weeks after. So again, someone sharing they don't agree with previous funding requests made by the Marma J Foundation, which I'm a founder of. They say the proposal is in line with the hackathon stipend and should be funded. I also see from my personal experience that Chloe has been an active member of the Near ecosystem, so which I appreciate. And then again, the Deathloop Donations team values sustained engagement of established developer teams. With system that said, the core intention behind our type of program is fostering inclusivity and opportunities for participants, aligning them with the advantages previously accessed by long-standing teams. In this case, I share some concerns about uh, repeated teams. However, my proposal aligns with our prescribed guidelines, so personally, I do not see a reason for it to be denied. In closing, it's clearly uphold a culture of mutual respect and constructive dialogue. The Hub team stands out for its diversity and thoughtfulness, ensuring receptive approach to all feedback. We consistently approach decisions with an open mindset and urge all members to reciprocate. So I will like all of these posts. I will actually not comment on any of these posts any further. I feel as though textual um, communication many times leaves a lot to be desired and leaves a lot out of what is being said, what is meant to be said. Um, and I'm actually not 100% sure that I will be going to NearCon. I'll still be making the decision. To be honest, it felt as though the contributions that I've been trying to make to the ecosystem were not being valued, um, and that I was being singled out by a member of DevHub for them not liking, um, yeah, the decisions that we've made, which seems actually very anti Web3. I just put it that way. Anti open ecosystems. Not everyone has to agree with what we do, but that shouldn't cause people to be excluded or left out of things. So I'm going to end this call there for now. Because this stream is meant to be kind of what is the Marma J Foundation, what do we do, and I wanted to get into like Back Inc. as like a sister nonprofit, and then kind of we might be going to NearCon as a way to end it off. But thank you, Ernest, for going through these.